Welcome back to The Road Show this morning in the Buzz. In 8 minutes of new audio said to be taped by ex-girlfriend Oksana, Mel Gibson is so angry that he can barely catch his breath. The actor, who is heard panting with rage between his ugly comments, was released by Radar Online yesterday afternoon. Take a listen to a short clip of the audio, but we do want to warn you here, it's really disturbing.
I'm threatening, I'll put you in a rose garden, you. You understand that? Because I'm capable of it. You understand that? Get a restraining order.
I mean, and this is only 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was like 8 minutes or something.
Yeah. Oksana filed a complaint on July 5th that has triggered a domestic violence investigation of Gibson, and police say it could take more than a month before the investigation goes to the district attorney. The new tape seems to indicate that he punched Oksana because she actually asks him in the tape, you know, how could you do that while I was holding a baby, punch me so hard that it knocked my teeth out, and he goes, you deserved it, you deserved it. So she actually, I think, did maybe a smart thing. I mean, you'd have to talk to domestic violence experts and police if this is a smart thing to do, to set someone up like this and say, you know, I want you to go through the list of what he did to you and have him confirm or deny it or whatever. But in any case, the tapes haven't been independently verified, and Gibson's spokesperson doesn't have a comment on them. But what do you guys think of this?
Well, I think we have to, I mean, we're all assuming that this is Mel Gibson's voice. So if it is...
Did you notice that his native accent came out a little bit in the anger?
Australian
you could hear the Australian
accent,
accent in the beginning there.
You know, obviously Mel has some anger issues because a couple years ago he had the tirade against Jews, and
African Americans, I believe. Well, at least he uses the N-word in this.
I know that has he been married a couple times?
He was married. He had one wife for many years, and like 10 children, something like that.
In any event, yeah, Mel obviously has some anger issues, and you know, one of the I can't stand anytime you hear a story about a man putting his hands on a woman or threatening to put his hands on a woman. It's just, I mean, it's just so you just don't do. It's I can't even. It's I don't know how to describe it. There's no words.
Right.
Yeah.
It's such a simple argument.
Yeah, it's like no.
What I think is really go ahead.
No, go.
Well, what I think was really interesting about this is the fact that, you know, even if it is verified that it is him, and they go through this whole process and he's investigated and that sort of thing, and we've seen time and time again people being investigated, and when they have a lot of money to throw around, they don't suffer the same consequences as an average person. In addition to that, I think the American people have a very short attention span. I mean, it used to be in the days of Hollywood, you did this got out, your career is over. And people say, you know, whether right or wrong, people say his career is one thing, his personal life is another thing, and we're not going to judge his, ticket sales. But it used to be, it was a voting dollar. He would say, I support this person, I don't support this person, and it doesn't appear to be the same consciousness as it used to be.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, you know, something like this already happened before, not where he hit anybody, but he went on these tirades. So, you know, this will pass by the wayside in a few months. We'll forget about it, and then he'll be making more movies again. I mean, it's how many? I don't understand why we keep giving all these people free pass after free pass. But the thing with Mel Gibson that makes him a little different from other people is he's not really depending on anyone else in terms of he has enough money to make his own movies. He's done that for the last few years. So if he wants to keep making movies, he can keep making movies. But, you know, we'll forget about this, I'm sure, and he'll be back, you know, walking a red carpet in, by Christmas time.
It goes back to that whole conversation we had about this air of invincibility and...
well, Chris Brown, shades of Chris Brown.
Right, that they can do whatever they want and get away with it because no one's going to come after him, and if they do, they'll never have enough money to, you know, outslug him in a court of law because they'll just go appeal. But that doesn't mean any, you know... You can be as brave and as tough as you want with your money and your words and all that stuff and be a superstar in Hollywood and think that you can get away with anything, and not just Hollywood, anywhere. But there is absolutely no excuse for even thinking of threatening a woman like that.
Yeah, and I think he would act like, whether he was in Hollywood or not, I think
a million right there.
We found, you know, there's a pattern here. Whether he was in Hollywood or not, I think this is who he is. This is even if he was, you know, working down the street.
Will you see his next movie?
Be the guy.
Will you go to his next movie now after hearing that?
I don't think so, but I mean that's me.
Right, yeah. What about you?
Yes, man. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I haven't seen one.
I mean, it makes you think, like, you know, and that's just the three of us.
Yeah.
Go across the world, you know. So.
Time now to throw it over to Courtney Caligari, where she is talking about the same subject with some of our viewers, right, Court?
Yeah, and you know what I'm finding interesting? Since we're not sure if this is really him on the tape, a lot of our viewers are kind of siding with him. So here's where we can start this morning on the live blog. Joseph Butera says he was acting, no evidence, leave Mel alone. He also says, I will always be a fan of Mel Gibson. And this one is from director E-Rock, and he says, yikes, scary stuff there. Here's our poll right underneath the live blog. Do you think Mel Gibson's career is over? Your choices are A, if the voice on tape is him, absolutely. B, no, celebs recover from private matters. Or C, over for now, but he will work again. And then here's a snapshot of our Facebook page. We've got a couple of comments so far talking about the buzz, and Donna Stanley says, don't think it's going to help it at all. And Elin Principe says, I hope they look into both sides. She was too calm. There are people that push and push, knowing the right buttons until someone explodes. She says, knowing he's a hothead, it would be very easy to push those buttons. But she says his not catching his breath showed how emotional it was for him. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see if this really was Mel or somebody else on the tape. But I will have those poll results for you in about 30 minutes. For